Anchor FM.
This episode is brought to you by La Quinta by Wyndham. Your work can take you all over the place, like Texas. You've never been, but it's going to be great because you're staying at La Quinta by Wyndham. Their free Bright Side breakfast will give you energy for the day ahead. And after, you can unwind using their free high-speed Wi-Fi. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book your stay today at lq.com.
This episode is supported by FX's Clipped, the scandalous story of the 2014 Clippers owner's racist remarks captured on tape and heard around the world. The series charts the tape's impact on a dysfunctional basketball organization striving to win against their reputation as the most cursed team in the league. Starring Lawrence Fishburne, Jackie Weaver, Cleopatra Coleman, and Ed O'Neill. FX's Clipped, streaming June 4th, only on Hulu.
Families have a lot going on. Let Ollie help manage the mental load with new cognitive help supplements for everyone 4 and up, like delicious Lolly Focus Pops or Lolly Mellow Pops for kids. And for parents, try 3 new Brainy Chews to help you focus, chill out, or get energized. Find these cognitive health buddies for the whole fam at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we go again. More technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
Savage Unfiltered.
Not only should we not be supporting them, but we gave $30 billion. Did you know we gave $30 billion this week, Sam?
Your host, Michael Gardner. Like a Hellcat.
6 years of former President Trump's tax returns are now available for public scrutiny. He fought for years to keep them secret, but on Friday, a House committee released them. And they're raising a lot of questions about his finances, like why did he pay little or no federal income tax in some years? Take a look. In 2016 and 2017, Trump paid only $750. In 2020, the final year of his presidency, he did not pay a dime in federal income tax. Trump offsetting his income by claiming millions of dollars in losses, raising questions about the former president's business failures. The returns also show Trump maintained foreign bank accounts while serving in the White House,
Alrighty,
including
guys,
in
welcome
China.
to another edition of Savage Unfiltered. I am your handsome motherfucking guy on the mic here. Anyway, guys, a little dark humor to lighten up our Saturdays, right, guys? Guys, we got some good topics we're going to talk about today. First and foremost, I want to thank Joseph for putting up with the show yesterday with Sauce. Sauce was all over the fucking place. Couldn't figure out what day of the fucking week it was. Thought it was Sunday. And then he was saying Monday, and I don't know. We got to get him some happy pills. Remember the day of the week. But yeah, Joseph, if you're going to listen to the episode, which I know you are, you listen to every damn episode that I have. Thanks, buddy, for putting up with Sauce. We got to get him well, God willing. Well, guys, today we're going to talk about some Trump stuff, right? Trump's back in the news. He's back in the specter. They're going after him like white on rice, pretty much.
Internationally and at home. So he's got big political issues here, and I think it only further erodes an already wounded presidential campaign ambition that he has.
He has argued, and likely would argue, that the tax system is inherently unfair. But
I got something here that I want to talk about, okay? I'm repeating myself. Sorry, guys. I've been up early this morning. But let's talk about this here with a good friend of mine. I haven't talked to in about, maybe 10 years, 12 years, if that. 15 the most, probably. I'm not counting. But Kathleen here. Kathleen, how is it going?
Going good.
What's going on? It's going good. Yeah. Sorry about the broken vocabulary. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. So another day without great sleep. So yippee-ki-yay, right?
Maybe you're ascending. They say everybody that's waking up between 3 and 5 in the morning or something like that, it's has something to do with people becoming more awake or whatnot.
Maybe. I'm becoming awoke, right? Yeah. Raging Rob says I'm going through a midlife crisis. One of my personalities I have on the show sometimes, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. I think I'm just, I don't know. Whatever.
I think the whole world is going through a crisis right now, Mike. You're not the only one.
Probably. The world's on fucking life support as we speak.
But what about our poor Trump? What is going on there?
I don't know. They're digging at him. Like I said, it's fucking more taxes, right? They just released his 2015 to 2020 taxes. Yep. And I seen that the Orlando Sentinel here.
But of course, know what it is? It's actually, it's setting precedents now, because now they could go after all. Now I want to see everybody in Congress's taxes now. Come on.
Yeah.
I want to see all the past presidents' tax returns. I want to see all of Congress's. Where's Pelosi's tax returns?
Yeah. Why don't they pull hers out, right? Right? Pull out the Pelosi's. Pull out the Biden. Shit. Pull out the Obama. What
about Shifty Shift? What about him? Let's get tax returns. Let's see what they're all about.
Yeah. Let's see Adam Schiff.
He uncovers a lot of things, and the tax returns. I knew he was keeping them in his back pocket for a long time, and I knew that it wasn't going to come up like they were going to find any great deal or anything on his tax returns. But now it sets precedent. Now they get to not for nothing, but everybody's tax returns should be opened up now.
Yeah. I mean, they
couldn't find anything on him. It's been one, fake impeachment after another and whatnot. They dragged this man, his family, everybody through hell. But.
Well, here's the thing, Kathleen. They were expecting some kind of big thing when they were about to release his taxes. This came out late yesterday, guys. And they didn't find fucking shit.
As you can tell this evening, part of what we accomplished was contentious. I would recommend that you all read the two reports that were produced by the Ways and Means Committee and the Joint Committee on Taxation. For all practical purposes, the research that was done as it relates to the mandatory audit program was non-existent. The tax forms were really never audited, and only my sending a letter at one point prompted sort of a rearview mirror response. I emphasize again that the mandatory program, as highlighted in what you will likely get in the next few minutes or so, it was almost non-existent. And my point is that was the legislative purpose with which we won 4 federal court decisions in 3 courts. We argued for an examination of how the audit process played out. Once staff went to visit the IRS, and once staff had a chance to go to some of the other locations that are within the jurisdiction of the IRS, they quickly concluded that, in fact, the audit did not occur. There were no audits in a timely manner. And that goes, I think, for 2017, 2018, and 2019. As I noted, we made it through those substantial court decisions. It required patience. Let me say something, because I think it bears a personal note. This was never about being punitive. It was never about being malicious. I never overpromised. I never built an unreasonable level of expectation.
Savaged, unfiltered.
All they found was that he paid millions of dollars into his taxes, and he also lost millions too as well. So really nothing. I don't know what the hell they were expecting to find, but they really didn't find anything.
They got nothing. Once again, it's nothing. Like, he wouldn't have never have went into this if he knew that they were going to get anything on him, especially with how they've been going after him.
Yeah. It's been one fucking witch hunt after the next. I mean,
I knew it. I knew it was going to be another sham. I knew it was going to, and I knew this all along. For years they've been wanting to bring up his tax returns.
Well, here's the records here. The records showed this, which actually was printed out, guys. If you live in Florida, which I do, I live in the Freedom State. I don't call it the Sunshine State. The Orlando Sentinel put this out, as well as the Florida Today, where they basically said that Trump paid out $641,931 in, precise. That's the precise amount that he paid out in federal taxes in the year 2015. And that was the year that he began his campaign for president. Okay. And then on top of that, Kathleen, look, it says that he paid just $750 in 2016 and 2017. Okay, well, he paid low taxes in those years, but he probably was smart about it and had a huge amount of write-offs. You know what I mean? So.
Wait, but this was when he was going into the presidency, right? Where he was already into the presidencies? Because you got to remember, he donates he donates his income from the presidencies too. Like,
yeah, they were probably put out as write-offs, so that's why he paid.
Yeah, that's
probably
what I'm saying. Because he basically, that's what he does. He donates it.
Yeah. And then a report was released just last week by Congress, which is a nonpartisan joint committee on taxation. They said that he paid nearly $1 million in 2018, but only $133,445 in 2019. And basically, they said Trump paid nothing in 2020. Yeah, bullshit. I'm sure he paid something. But
yeah, I know.
That's the liberal fucking idiots, though, in media. They have to throw that last little segment in there where he paid nothing in 2020.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Mainstream media is that they've downright lied on this man. I mean, from the very start. And then, I mean, we come to find out it's all not true. So now it's like, okay, now they lie. And then now we're supposed to believe them? Yeah. Like, now all of a sudden we're supposed to really take what they're saying seriously? No way.
No, way. I don't believe it at all.
I mean, that's crazy. Anybody that's really still watching the news and doesn't think twice at this point in our lives, they're got to be out of their minds.
Right.
Because they're just blatantly lying to you. News is more opinion than it is anything nowadays.
Oh. Yeah,
and get the digital soldiers out there now. You could actually get some real news.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And get this, Kathleen. Get this more scrutiny shit that the liberal trolls of media are putting out. Now they're saying that the wife of Donald Trump, right? We all know, former Playboy model, fitness model. I mean, she was a model in just about every little category. Melania Trump, literally.
Melania, okay.
Yeah, Melania Trump only paid in 2002. All the other years, it showed that Melania Trump didn't pay income taxes. Well, she probably didn't have a fucking job after that. She was living off of her husband. I mean, that's her business. That's the president's business. If he wants his wife not working, that's up to them.
Anyway, it goes together. It's called joint.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah. You know how they are. That's how they are.
Time of attacking this family, and so much of it be untrue and false and this or that. And quite frankly, I don't care about his taxes. I really don't. Look at everything he's done for America in 4 years. I mean, I don't know. Look at it now.
Well, they said that they found. Hold on, Kathleen. They said they found bank accounts in China, Ireland, and in the UK in both of these years through 2015 through 2017.
I would not that they wouldn't be trying to set him up at this point either, though. I don't believe a word of what they say. I just don't.
Well, they said the bank accounts were in those countries while he was commander in chief.
Then they put him there. I don't believe a word they say. I really don't.
Listen here. Let me say to the Orlando Sentinel, okay? All right, listen here. And let me say this to any liberal media outlet out there, okay? Just because you're a president, don't you think that it's okay in the Constitution to have private bank accounts? I don't think there's nothing in the Constitution stating otherwise.
No. With all the insider trading and everything else that's going on with Congress and how corrupt these people are, they have the nerve to try and go after tax returns. Like, what? Let's see yours. So what this is doing, this is setting precedent, And I hope and I pray that we're going to get to see all their tax returns and all the crap that they've been having, because there's so much corruption that's been going on. I mean, and I mean, even with Pelosi, with the insider trading and shit and stuff, we all know that. How come these people, how are they billionaire stuff now? I mean, come on. You
got to remember the famous quote, right, by Bernie Sanders, right, where Bernie Sanders went on the record. He was like, millionaires and billionaires. We can't have a millionaire and billionaire. You know, I mean, come on. Bullshit.
I know.
I want to hear it.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with all of it. I don't believe it.
You know, Kathleen, I agree with you. I'm done playing patty cake with these fucking buffoons. I really am. You know.
And they go after. The thing is Trump said it right when he said, you know, they're going after you. I'm just standing in their way. And the best thing he could have said, because they are. Why did Biden just go out and hire all these IRS agents and everything? They're going after the poor and the middle class. That's who they're going after.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Into bank accounts that are anything over $6,000. I mean, come on. They're going after the middle class. They never wanted a middle class to begin with. They want the poor and the middle class to be 100% dependent, and then just like that, you know, it's just for those top elites to have everything. And basically, we're slaves.
Well, listen. Yeah, we are slaves. Well, listen to this, Kathleen. Since we're on this rant here, because it's catching. Yeah, we are pissed as conservatives and patriots of this country. You know, it's catching a national attention right now in the newspapers and media all over the place. What do you think of this statement that was made by an IRS spokesperson? This guy named Bayer, basically saying, we've been trying to be very careful to make sure that we weren't weaponizing the IRS returns of Donald Trump. Bullshit. You want to believe it?
Right? Ain't that funny? Yeah, sure you haven't. That's the only thing they've been holding on to since the very beginning of his presidency. The very beginning. Oh, they're going to bring out his tax returns, because they figure everybody cheats a little bit on their taxes. They got to be able to at least find something on them. You know what I mean? So that's where they're going with it. And then they thought it was going to be like, oh, this big thing. Like, you know, I don't know. I still don't think
it's been one witch hunt after the next. I mean, We've seen the Mar-a-Lago stunt that was ridiculous there in Palm Beach. I mean, they broke into this man's house, folks, literally uninvited. You know, Trump wasn't there. Trump was in New York City doing some business.
Was watching them on their cameras the whole time.
Yeah. He had him on his cameras up there in New York City.
They wanted him to turn them off, too. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to go and do all this illegal shit on you, and, you know, and we're coming after you, but, you know, turn your cameras off because we don't want you to record it.
Well, it was cowardly by this rogue FBI to raid a home of a former president when he wasn't even there, folks. He was in New York City at Trump Towers on official business dealings. And
their days.
Their days are coming, Kathleen. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of these agents that turn rogue that are going to have to face federal prison time because they violated this man's constitutional rights. You know,
but they're doing it to us too. Like Trump said, he's just standing in their way. You know, that's just the whole big thing. They've been coming after us for a long time.
Yeah. Well, this is coming out of Joy Behar the other day, which I don't even watch her fucking show.
I do
I
not.
can't stand that fucking woman. She's like, former President Trump his finances have been in a mystery since the 1980s as a young real estate developer from his father's fortune. Are you jealous? Are you jealous, Joy? Are you jealous that a man such as Donald Trump and his caliber turned $1 million
$1 million loan into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise? Exactly. He got a very small loan to become what he became. You know, I think it's funny.
Well, Well, this is the goons from The View. You know, they've been corrupted since the damn show started with Whoopi Goldberg now making assumptions with Jewish people, where she was like, oh, the Holocaust wasn't really about racism. Yeah, well, that's tough. I think ABC seen that, Whoopi, because this is coming from a woman, folks. Let me just give you a little background story of Whoopi. That's not her real fucking name. She chose a Jewish name, Goldberg and Whoopi, to basically give her headway in the Hollywood industry, where literally after the mid-'90s, she went nowhere. I mean, we all seen the movie Ghost, right? After Ghost, she went down the fucking hill. But
well, the second she opens her mouth anymore, she's going downhill. She's nowhere near like popular. Like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the Hollywood goons for you, you know.
A lot of these people, they sell their soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sell their soul. So, like, what do you think is going to happen with Trump? Do you think it's going to put him on the back burner from this whole taxes now for running in 2024? You think it's going to hurt him at all or no?
Not at all. If worse comes to worse, I really think that Trump should have done what Kerry Lake is doing. Well, not Kerry Lake, the other one that became independent or whatever. I almost feel like remember where it was right after the 2020 election. There were a lot of people were talking about, starting the MAGA Republican group and this or that and whatnot. And I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. I really honestly don't think it would be a bad idea. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's been some tension now between
McConnell and stuff like that. I mean, they're not working for the Republican Party. They're really not. It's like these,
Well, I was about to bring in. There's been some tension now between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis now. They really want Ron DeSantis to get the ticket for presidency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've been trying. Of course, they're going to try to turn the two most popular conservatives against each other. Why not? And McConnell and what's that other guy's name? McConnell is the big one. Okay, he's just so fake. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, you got McConnell, you got Mnuchin, you got Manchin. I mean, they're all corrupted.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, but here's the question, Kathleen. Do you think you would want, like, if you had to pick a GOP primary right now, would you pick either Donald Trump or would you pick Ron DeSantis?
Donald Trump.
Why not DeSantis?
It's not his time yet.
That's true. You do make a point on that.
Would I like to see him on the ticket later? Absolutely. But it's not his time yet. Like, let Trump clean it up first.
Here's another question. Would
I love for them to be together? Hell yeah.
That's true.
No way would them on a ticket together, forget about it. Nobody's winning. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to talk about the ticket between both of them, though. But they also want his wife. They also want Cassie DeSantis as possibly a first female president to run on the ticket.
Okay.
That wouldn't be bad, but I mean, here's the thing: she has no political experience. But then I would be a hypocrite by saying that because Donald Trump didn't have any political experience, and look how much wonder he did for our country.
Exactly.
So you really can't
say that.
Yeah.
Can't say that, but the man is a genius, though, too. He is.
But here's the thing, Kathleen. They would back Cassie DeSantis though on a sympathy cause because this is a woman that survived cancer. For those who are not aware of Cassie DeSantis, she's a survivor of cancer. She had breast cancer, and she literally overcame it. So,
we can't be a country on emotions, okay? Like,
look, emotion. Look, somebody. Look at the idiot. Yeah, but look at the idiot from Pennsylvania, Fetterman. I mean, he ran on that whole like, oh, I had a stroke, and you need to vote for me and have sympathy for me and feel sorry for me. I think that's the only reason why he won.
I get worried about what to say on these things, but there's been an overwhelming, amount of fraud that's been going on. Okay. I don't believe for a second that Fetterman won, if you ask my opinion. I don't believe that's that any of that's been fair.
No, I don't believe that he won.
Opinion.
Yeah, I believe, and here's my personal opinion on Fetterman, since we brought it up. I believe that he stole the election. What's that?
That there's no way in hell he won?
Yeah. He
that's
stole
basically common sense. There's no way. There's just no way. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
My inner gut is just telling me no way.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back to DeSantis and Trump. You said that, the two of them on the ticket would bring wonders for this country. It would, folks. But here's the thing.
To be honest with you, I really do. But like I said, I like DeSantis. I'm a big supporter, but I just think it's not his time yet. I would definitely.
But here's the thing.
Later on, I wouldn't right now.
1 second. 1 second, Kathleen. Kathleen and I are literally talking over each other. That's how much passion we have for these politics today. But listen, here's the thing, folks. Here's why you don't want Trump and DeSantis on the same ticket, like meaning Trump as the president and DeSantis as the vice president. Does everybody, let's go back down memory lane. Does everybody remember when we had George W. and Cheney, right? They basically resided in the same state in Texas. Does everybody remember that when George W. had to pick Cheney, he had to have Cheney move out to Wyoming, so it doesn't cause what's called political conflict of interest. Cheney actually had to go over to the state of Wyoming just to run on that vice presidency ticket. So, I mean, we could see that with Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, but I don't think Ron DeSantis wants to move out of the state of Florida. And I really don't think that that Donald Trump now wants to move out of Palm Beach. I mean, Florida is the new home of Donald Trump. So, but I don't know.
Trump has had many homes,
Yeah. And I mean, but they're doing the same thing right now. Have you been down to Palm Beach lately? They're making it into like a freaking museum. You can't even go down the same street right now where Mar-a-Lago is. They have it all blocked off. The same thing they have it with Trump Tower there in New York City. It literally, I mean, there's 2 blocks right now with barricades. So.
Oh, is that so people can't get too close or not? But think about how popular he is.
Yeah. What?
Man.
Yep. Well, Nancy Pelosi made a big deal about it. Nancy Pelosi was like,
wasn't doing that good in so many years. I mean, it's just he did wonders. He just did wonders.
Yeah.
I am. I'm proud of him. I want him back in office. I wanted him back in 2020. I can't believe that people are getting away with it.
Yeah. Here's a topic I want to bring in because obviously you're a woman, Kathleen. We all know, right? I mean, she's a woman, folks. I mean, we have to clarify that, because then you'll have snowflakes on my show be like, "That's not a woman." Shut the fuck up. That's what I would say. Anyway, guys.
One too.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, no, I don't have any trans women on my show. I've thought about interviewing one, Kathleen, but no, I would never. No, God, no. It would gross me out. But anyway, guys, what do you think of this story here, Kathleen, with Biden now? Biden is now wanting to pardon women, certain types of women, 80 to be exact, that were convicted in abusive husband's death. There's been a story that's been circulating.
Okay.
That President Joe Biden just this past Friday pardoned. Oh, excuse me, I had the notation correctly. He actually pardoned 6, not 80, but he pardoned 6 people most of them for minor drug or alcohol offenses. That was basically the recipients of the death of, who the hell is this? I can't even pronounce the fucking name. Okay, so it was the death of Gary Parks Davis, from these 6 women that basically murdered him. Now, a lot of women are going to be like, okay, well, Biden is correct to do that, and a lot of women are going to be like, well, I don't think he should have done that. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so wait a minute. He pardoned. I just want to make sure I got this right. He pardoned women that killed a man.
Yeah. He basically pardoned six people that were in connection of this man's death that goes by the name of Gary Parks Davis, which is 66 of Yuma, Arizona.
Okay.
It was all connection of cocaine and major drug sales, alcohol offenses, a lot of high offenses.
Okay.
And these women are known, like these women were known to be like murderers and everything else. I don't know. I don't think that
murderers, rapists, like bad people like this should be getting off. Like minor drug offenses and stuff like that people are doing, 10, 20 years of their lives for. That's ridiculous. These people could be reformed, but you got like pedophiles out there and stuff like that are not, I mean, they're letting these people go and then they're right out there raping and murdering, people the next day. I mean, and like these people like on major domestic violence things. Like in New York, he got let out. He went and set his girl apartment on fire with her in it and stuff. It was out the next day, like that, and he was on the news saying, "I can't believe they let me out."
Yeah. Well, get this, Kathleen. The reason for the pardon here is a couple women have came out with this, right? I guess this is their story or something they made up for to make it look like, okay, well, that's why Biden pardoned them. They came out and basically said that it was not due to intention. They were literally battling what was called a battered woman syndrome, meaning that they were abusive themselves by men. That's why they got that way. Bullshit. I know a lot of people that suffer mental illness. You do have some type of thought. Yeah.
Christy Alley and Tucker just had that interview about, not everybody in the world has anxiety and mental health issues the way that they're trying to make it nowadays. Okay. Like, yes, people are sick. People do have anxiety and depression, but not like it is right now. Not how they're just, it's almost like, big pharma's involved in this or that. They want everybody to think everybody's crazy or weaker than what they are, like it's just, back in the day, like for instance, when my parents were growing up, not everybody had anxiety and depression and all this crap like they did back. You know what I mean? So something out there, I don't have all the answers to everything, but common sense will tell you, like, okay, something's very wrong with this picture. Not everybody can be this sick. Like, what's going on? What is causing all these people to be this sick? We weren't this sick back then. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I actually seen that interview by Tucker that Kathleen had just mentioned, folks. I mean, it was a tremendous interview with Tucker. Tucker literally went into depth with that interview. So, yeah.
Good one to watch. Definitely a good one to watch.
Yeah. Well, according to what we're talking about right now, there was a thing that came out with this woman. I mean, she's a big contributor for many newspapers, including the Orlando Sentinel, Florida Today, even the corrupted New York Times, right? I call it the liberal Times because it's really not positive news. This woman by the name of Amy Dickinson literally says that women find men wanting to spar, not spark. Well, what does she mean by this? I don't know. I can tell you what she means, Kathleen.
What?
Now, This woman says that she is a divorced 52-year-old woman who is now experiencing a disturbing situation. She says, men I meet for possible relationships have what I describe as argumentative personalities. Okay. Well, I know what the problem is, Amy, is I'm sorry, with all due respect, you're meeting the wrong set of men. If they have these split personalities, then maybe you should go somewhere else, right? I don't know.
Well, a lot of times you get these people that are given like a relationship advice, stuff like that don't really have any relationships going on themselves. Like they really don't. They're given all these like I don't know, all these big time advice and and all this, but they really don't have anything really going. Yeah.
Well, according to Miss Dickinson, she says that they are never agreeable with any topics that come up in conversation. The topics range from personal decisions to politics to differences between men and women. Well, yeah, that's the conversation you're going to have with a man or a woman these days. I'm sorry to say, usually 80% of the time, folks, in a conversation, if you're out and about on a date or, a meeting with a work colleague or anything, the conversation is going to come up with either politics or personal decisions. That seems to be conversation-wise today. I mean, it's a lot different, Kathleen. I'm sure you could say, today. I mean, conversations probably in the 60s and 70s, women and men were probably talking about, their personal traits or, what they like doing, their interests, their hobbies. That shit doesn't get brought up anymore. Everything is like more politicalized now and everything else. It's a lot different.
Or whatever. But I think overall, you gotta have to have like the same type of morals or whatever that that's they would have some type of similarities or whatnot, right?
Yeah, well, I think
it's a different world we live in nowadays, though, definitely.
Yeah, I think I think this woman is pretty much stuck in the 50s or maybe the 60s, and hey, I mean, if you can't accept reality for what it is, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. But there was actually a rebuttal with her, about this whole thing. She wrote an article on this, and she also put it on her Twitter, which you can see this, guys. I'll plug it in for you so you can read it here. You can actually see this article on Twitter at Asking Amy. That's her Twitter thing. And she's got the whole freaking article out here. But there was somebody that rebutted against it, Kathleen, where it was saying, "Dear Amy, I'm a part-time sex worker of 35 years who wanted to keep this knowledge from my mother-in-law," which she signed a letter called holding. And she said that she never mentioned this up until like 35 years later. She says, "You'd be surprised at the number of seemingly normal young women who have been sex workers at some point in their life while trying to make ends meet during their college or postgraduate years. I guess that one woman in every 300 or 400 has done this for a time." Okay. Went a little drastic, but okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's always something. It really is. I mean, so.
How do you feel about how the world's going?
How do I feel about what the world's going? Well, I could tell you this. I've had this conversation, Kathleen, with, the personalities on the show, whether it's Joseph or Sauce or, Rage and Rob, depending on how he wants to come on. And I even had this on with Tommy Nation. Now, folks, Tommy Nation, the reason why I bring Tommy Nation up with this is because Tommy Nation is a gay man. He's got his own podcast, and I have nothing against gay people. I have said that from time to time. But what I think is wrong with the world today is that we have so many sensitive people that really can't accept life for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they always want to play the blame game, like, oh, it's his fault, or it's her fault for me being the way I am, and this and that. And listen,
kids that want to blame their whole lives for growing up.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kathleen. It is the parents' fault to an extent. You know, if you're not raising your child correctly in this life, then, you know, 90% of the time the child's going to grow up in a corrupted lifestyle as an adult. I mean, but stop putting the blame game on everybody. Start putting the blame on yourselves and move forward. That's how I have to say it, you know. But anyways, Kathleen, I heard a buzzer over there. Is everything okay?
Right, I'm letting them know right now. I'm on a podcast. Stop calling me.
Jim, it is a popular.
Yeah, that's what that cutoff was. Somebody's calling in my phone. You know, when you don't answer, they should just not call back. But
no, I heard a buzzer, so like 5 different things was going to my head, and I didn't know what it was. So that's what it was. I just, you know.
So anyway, back to what we were talking about. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right. You know, when I was afraid that I said buzzer, I thought I was going to get like fucking yelled at by Kathleen. She's like, "Oh, shut up, Mike. It's not this type of show." Boy. Anyways, oh boy, but well, I don't know. I mean, you've heard my intake on it. Like, what do you think your intake is on the world? I mean, here's something that, you know, that seems to be trending today in America. What do you think of the alphabet people, or we say that on the show a lot, the alphabet people or the rainbow community? Like, what do you think of that? Do you think they're dividing society today, or?
Oh, sorry about that. I just had to have a little smoke. It's not for me to judge. It's for God to judge. You know, that's how I feel about that. You know, I don't agree with, you know, some of their views. You know, I'm a Christian. You know, I believe in God's law. That's kind of how I feel. You know, that's not for him to judge. You know, like.
Michael Gardner, Unfiltered.
Well, Kathleen, you bring up Christian, right? And you know, folks, so you understand, I don't believe in practice religion. I'm more of a spiritual person. You know, I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in going to church to receive it. I just wanted to lay that out there. But you bring up Christianity, right? Since we're on this topic, how do you?
Technically, I'm a Catholic. But I do want to be baptized a Christian, and I am more or less more interested in the whole Christian process now.
Especially where the Catholic religion's going. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's how I feel in my heart. Anyway. So
yeah. Well, here's a question for you, Kathleen. How do you feel about the whole LGBTQ making their presence in Christian churches?
I don't know, really. I don't really have a view on it. I mean, because like I said, I don't really know. You know, I don't feel that way. I mean, I'm straight, and I don't know. I mean, God says, you know, we're supposed to. I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, it's not me to judge. I think everybody needs to follow what's inside them and in their heart and in their soul, you know. And if they're, I say, you know, I don't know. I think God loves us all, and you know, I mean, whether these people are, I don't know, because I don't know how to look at it because through, you know, I don't.
Yeah, it's a touching topic. I agree with you. Yeah,
because I don't feel it myself. So I'm not walking through that world myself. I'm not gay, you know, but I have friends and, you know, even family that are, you know. So, I mean, it's not for me. I know that they're very religious too. So, I mean, they, you know, they just like the opposite sex. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. And, I'm not gay myself either,
Do I feel like there should be drag queens in second graders, classrooms and shit? No.
Oh, that's disgusting. I was talking about that with the groomer shit, back this summer. Yeah.
I think the school should be about learning. That I'm a mom and I'm very passionate about. I do not believe that any of that crap should be going on, but as far as church and all that, I mean, I think if God wants everyone to, come to church and praise him or whatnot, and maybe people are confused or maybe they do need help, like they say, like a lot of, body identity crisis or whatnot, like, and there's been people that have had the whole sex change and then come back and been like, but it really was a mental health issue and now I can't go back to the way I was before, and now these people are even more messed up, but yet they want like little kids to be able to make decisions that can affect their entire lives.
Yeah.
When there's adults that have gone and had these surgeries and done everything and regret it. So I don't think that a child, because think about when we were kids, how many mistakes have we made that we wish we could go back and be like, oh my God, I wish I didn't do that. Or I wish I would have did things differently. When you're a child, you should not be making those types of decisions,
Well, Kathleen, here's a question for you. All right. The whole Dallas thing, right? Everybody remembers the Dallas thing that happened like 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago now, where they had these trans parents that were bringing children as young as 5-6 years old to drag shows in downtown Dallas, Texas.
It is a myth that terrorism stopped during COVID. Unfortunately, mainstream media opted to prioritize pandemic hysteria over promoting all news. Terrorism continues. Simply hoping that it doesn't affect you is not a strategy. The new book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you, featured on The Author Show, is now available in paperback from bookstores, online, or as an ebook exclusively through Amazon Kindle. Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you by Joseph M. Leonard. Order today.
I thought it was disgusting, where they had little 5-year-olds taking $1 out of, their, I don't know if you call it their mother or father, it's a transsexual person. So, yeah, I mean, what's the label?
Now, and that's where they're messing up, and they're messing up big times, and they're messing up with our kids. Okay. Like kids should not be that disposed to that much sexuality at such a young age.
They're confusing the hell out of them.
They're completely confusing them. And then kids almost feel like, oh my God, it's cool to be gay. So let me go be gay because that's cool. When they really don't even feel that way in the first place. Just think it's cool.
You know what my mother said to me, folks, about, I want to say maybe 35 years ago. Roughly when I was, listen, guys, you're probably going to say your mother said this to you when you were 5 or 7 years old. Yeah. I'm glad I had my mother that had a talk about, the birds and bees with me, because I didn't learn it from my father. I learned it from my mother. God rest her soul for teaching me the right way in life. My mother said this to me, Kathleen, and I'm going to say this over the air. She says, I don't care what color woman you go with in life. She could be black, brown, white, yellow, green, don't matter. Hell, you could be dating somebody that has silver skin or something. I don't care what color woman you bring home to this house, but don't ever let me have you or see you bring home another dude of the same sex, because she says, if you do, I will disown you, because that is disgusting. It's against God's will, and we weren't developed that way. A man and a woman was developed to please each other, support each other, and love each other. You can't have the same compassion. And this is my opinion. So, folks, if you're going to disagree with me, that's on you. But I was brought up the right way. I was brought up almost like as a Christian way, but we weren't, heavily Christians. I was brought up the same way as a Christian was, in my early life, but we didn't believe and practice religion. I don't know if you agree with that. Listen.
To each their own. But like I said, just because I'm not in one way doesn't mean that I that's for God to judge, not for me to judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to get a little dark here, folks, and people that are gay. Listen, I don't care what the hell you stick up your ass, but don't bring that shit near me. 'Cause I am not for that.
I don't think it should be put in front of kids, and kids are learning younger and younger to be this sexual. And it's in everything. It's in every show. It's in cartoons. It's all over the place.
God, look at Disney World.
Way too much sex for kids. And it's pedophiles that are really doing it. Okay? There's a group of freaking high elite pedophiles that are really doing this. And they're making it way too sexual for little kids. And it's
look at
Disney World right now. And everything now. The school.
Kathleen, look at Disney World right now. If you go to Disney World, right, over there in Lake Buena Vista, folks, which is like literally on the outskirts of Orlando, over near Kissimmee, right? They have rainbow flags right now in Disney World, right in front of like young children's eyes. And I mean, kids are 5 years old.
Well,
rainbow flag is.
Disney's losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money because they're making things way too political and sexual and stuff like that. They're losing a lot of money.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine that lives.
It's up to us as people to not promote these things. You know what? Yeah. And it's a lot easier said than done. But literally, like these evil corporations and stuff like that, we should not be putting our money there.
No,
it's time to start over from scratch. Whether it's the harder way or what, it's time to do it. It's time to start putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have a friend of mine, folks, that I went to school with. She lives down here in Florida now. She lives in Jacksonville. She said she brought her son, that's 8 years old, folks, right over to Disney World about a few weeks ago. Okay, and they have actual different versions of Mickey Mouse now. Get this sick shit, folks. They have their traditional Mickey Mouse, with the black shoes or the black whatever he's wearing, like slippers or something. I don't know what the hell they wear. To this day, I don't know if you call them slippers or boots or whatever. But they have different versions now. They have the traditional Mickey, and now they have what's called the woke Mickey. And the woke Mickey has rainbow slippers with a rainbow outfit. And he's wearing like some kind of like rainbow looking hat or something. And all the characters, like the main characters, like Minnie Mouse is like considered like a lesbian now. And since we're talking about characters, did you know that the Scooby-Doo character, Velma now is considered a dyke? Well, I mean.
Yeah, we're talking about that. But do you know how many kids literally go missing in Disney World every year?
Yeah.
Like statistically speaking and stuff like that, like it just I don't know.
Well, it's a good marketing pitch for the LGBTQ plus community because you just mentioned there's millions of children that visit this park, not only in the United States but throughout the entire world, and it's a good marketing pitch. Now they can target young children to have them more woke now. Sick garbage.
Like I said, yeah, and that's the whole thing. Like they're making it like, oh, it's cool to be this way, it's cool to be that way, and and almost like, pushing it on the kids. And it's like, look, this was never, like even back in the day, like there were of course gay people and stuff like that. I'm not saying like
but we didn't. Okay. I mean, we all went to ourselves, Kathleen. We didn't let it bother us. I mean,
confusing kids so much that kids are not like they're not making these decisions. They're thinking, oh, this is cool to be this way. Like it's not because they're actually feeling this way.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying it's for with everybody. I'm just saying there are a handful of people where it's really messing them up psychologically. They're back and forth into mental hospitals and everything else out of this.
Yeah. Big pharma right now is creating a huge amount of profits for the mentally ill right now from all this. They're like, oh, money, And
it really all ties together. It's all one big circle. It all ties together. The same people are getting more and more, are getting richer and richer, and we're getting poorer. It's all the big circle, and in the meantime, us up big time.
Yeah, I could tell you here in closing, folks. I'm gonna close it out here in a little bit with Kathleen, but I have a daughter, right? She's 16 years old, right? And I am trying my hardest to protect her from half of this garbage. I don't see her a lot. I'm divorced and everything from my ex-wife, but I can tell you right now, some of the stuff, Kathleen, she's experiencing right now in high school, she said it's a nightmare, Dad. It really is.
It's scary. It's almost like you're afraid to send them to school. It's like you don't know what kid you're getting back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Scary.
Yeah. Well, get this, Kathleen. She told me, get this. The other day, she said she was in school and they now drape her right next to the American flag, the rainbow flag now.
Now, but they don't want God in school. Okay, they don't even want you to even like pledge allegiance to school anymore. But now they're gonna. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we have to. You know what we have to pledge allegiance to? We have to pledge allegiance to the gay pride of America. That's what they're teaching these kids.
It's unbelievable, and we look ridiculous to the other country. We look ridiculous. We are the laughing stock to the other country. Laughing stock.
Yeah.
Look weak.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. Well, get this here. Get this. According to the token lesbian, right? You know who I'm talking about, right? The fake French black lady there, Corinne Jean Pierre, right? I am French woman. I'm a French black woman. I am the press secretary to Biden here.
Oh,
she said the other day that there's nothing wrong of what's going on right now in schools.
Yeah, she's so cool. She really is. Something wrong with her.
Yeah.
Like most of the time when she's on like TV, she's making she looks ridiculous.
She's making an ass of herself.
Embarrassing. Yeah, I'm embarrassed for her. She just looks stupid.
Yeah, I mean, even though we had Peppermint Patty before her, right, Jen Psaki, I mean, she was horrible, but at least she was making relevancy.
Psaki, I may not like her or her views or but she still speaks intellectually. Like the other one is just like she's laughing stock. She just makes no sense most of the time. She walks off like she points her finger. She thinks she's hot shit, but she's an idiot. The other one, at least like you couldn't deny the fact that she was at least intelligent and smart with her words. As much as I don't like her and I can't stand her and she's evil, but she's a lot smarter than that other one. That's all I have to say.
Well, there was an on-air warfare between Pierre and McEnany, right? Kaylee McEnany, which is now a Fox contributor. Yeah, excellent woman, highly intelligent woman. She just had a baby just the other a couple months ago or something like that. Yeah,
that's her second. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful family too. And Kaylee McEnany literally laughed at Pierre, and she says that there was a question that came to McEnany saying, do you feel threatened by Pierre's statement? Ma'am, and she just laughed it off. She says, "No, I'm not afraid of that idiot."
Yeah, I know.
You go, girl. Stand up your ground. Yeah.
No, I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's great. She really is. And the other one before McEnany, the one that's now a governor of Alabama or no, Arkansas? Arkansas.
I know who you're talking about. The blonde.
Yeah. Huckabee Sanders. Yeah.
And of course, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Yes.
Yeah, that's the daughter of Mike Sanders. Yeah.
That was going back and forth with Kaylee after Sanders.
Yep.
I like her too. I like all of Trump picked really good press secretaries. He definitely did.
Yeah, but they all say, "Oh no, Trump picked all the beauties and the nice looking women because that's what Trump is. He's a male chauvinist and he's a pig." Come on, that garbage. Fucking garbage.
Sarah Sanders was she was phenomenal. She's another one. Was very quick with her words. And I mean. Look at how they treat these Biden press secretaries in comparison to Trump. How messed up.
Oh yeah.
They get like a cake breeze, and over here like I don't know. Biden like they don't get harassed at all. The only one that is that one guy his kid goes after Biden's press secretaries a lot. And his father's on Fox in the morning. I forget his name. But
I don't know.
I'm having a brain fart right now. But that guy, he's phenomenal. He goes after them.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, he's
very few people that will stand up to this liberal media.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Guys, I'm going to close it out here, but I want to make some announcements before I close it out. Bear with me this upcoming week. Kathleen knows I talk to her off the air from time to time, and she's a good friend of mine. I've known her forever. But bear with me this upcoming week because this Sunday I'm going to be flying up to the wonderful state of Wisconsin. I do some movie extras, here and there, set aside from what I do here at podcasting. I got like 3 days in Milwaukee, so I'm going to be gone from Sunday to next Tuesday. Next Tuesday morning, I'll be flying back into Orlando. So the shows that you hear on Monday and Tuesday are going to be obviously pre-recorded. The ones that I've had with Joseph throughout the week, a lot of my shows are pre-recorded due to, availability on my end, Joseph and Sas, because you got to remember Joseph and Sas, they live like, an hour behind me in time zone. They're, Sas in Wisconsin and, Joseph in Detroit, Michigan. So bear with me on that. And then, the book I was supposed to come out with, it was supposed to come out yesterday, the 30th. I have to make an announcement with that, folks. That has been delayed due to publisher issues, the publisher I was using. So that's not going to be released now until the 4th of January. So I do apologize if you're going over to Books A Million or fucking Barnes & Noble or wherever you're going to view it. I know Walmart is publishing it as well as Target, Amazon.com, of course, being the main marquee. That has been delayed, folks. So if you're out and about, you're at Barnes & Noble and you're like, Mike, where the fuck is the book? I can't find America's Political Warfare. It's going to come out. It's just it's been delayed until the 4th of January. So I do promise that the 4th of January it will be out. So you're going to want to look out for that, guys. The first 100,000 copies are going to be available. And if I have to call up the publisher to get more out, I will. But yeah, check that out, guys. Really, really affordable price, $14.95. A lot of great information is in there from, Biden's corruption to the January 6th event to even Mar-a-Lago, current times now. So you'll want to check that out. A lot of relevancy that we use in the shows. I take off and I put it in there, so I don't want to give too much spoilers, but you really, really want to check it out. I also want to thank my friend Joseph for writing the introduction to the book. Thank you very much, Joseph. I know you're going to be listening to the show when this show will air. The show will air actually Monday. So like I said, I do a lot of pre-recorded episodes. So like I said, watch for the show to air on Monday morning around 7 a.m. I'll be in fucking Milwaukee by then, but yeah. What else? Oh yeah, excuse me. I want to thank Layla London. She is the podcast host of her show, The Curious Girl Diaries. Got into a lot of unfiltered stuff, guys. Highly suggest if you're going to listen to that episode, make sure there's no kiddies around because it is very highly unfiltered. So, yes. But she was like, "Yes, I'm a sex adult entertainer." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." She's like, "You should get into OnlyFans, Michael." I was like, "No. I mean, I'm comfortable with my sexuality, but I'm not that comfortable. I don't want to be spread an eagle on the internet. You know what I mean?" God, my fan base will probably go up by about 175,000%. But anyway. Oh God, can you imagine that? Jesus Christ, my family will probably be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Are you that hard up for money these days, Michael? No. But, I don't have a problem talking about sex with women, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that shit. But anyways, I want to thank my good friend Kathleen. I've been trying to get her on the air, but she's been busy. I do want to thank you, Kathleen. It's been a pleasure talking politics with you. You're like a male version of myself with politics, but I love it about you.
Definitely passionate about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, and I want to thank you too. And I also want to say, what was going? Oh, I'm having brain farts. I really am. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in to another edition to Savaged Unfiltered. Remember, hit that like and follow button. Give us 5 stars on Spotify, or don't. It's up to you. And remember, guys, keep it savaged. I'm Michael Gardner. I'm out of here. Later.